Y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I am bringing y'all this no cut crease glitter glam on my beautiful client Nicole. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, just sit back and keep on watching. First thing I'm doing is just cleaning her face, removing any built up dirts and oils with a cotton pad and some witch hazel. First thing I'm going to do is go in with my moisturizer, and I'm using the Pond's moisturizer. You can find this at any drugstore like Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, anything like that. And I'm just using a Q-tip first to apply it, and then I'm going to use a Real Techniques brush to buff it out. Now to prime her skin, I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown face cream. I absolutely love this face cream, y'all. Like, the consistency of it is perfect for a primer, and it also helps your skin looks so glowy. Like, even when you put all your concealer and your foundation on top, that glow still seeps through, and it makes it look so skin-like. First thing I'm going to start off by doing is the brows. I'm just setting them first with the Dermablend translucent powder. And I like to set the brows first just to remove any wetness from the primer and the moisturizer so the pencil can glide easier. So the first thing I'm going to start by doing is outlining her brow using Smoke. This pencil, by the way, is from Absolute New York. You can purchase this off their site, and they also have them on Amazon. But I'm just going in with Smoke first to outline the brow. I like to use a darker shade just to give the brow some definition, especially when I go in to conceal. And towards the front of the brow, I use a lighter shade just so it doesn't look blocky. Some points throughout the video when I'm doing her brows, you will see me lift her brow up a little bit. I just like to do this so I can find her natural arch.
ATL Jacob.
Once I have the brows filled how I want them, I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm not sure the shade, but I will leave it linked below. I'm just going in with that to carve out her brow. I always use a lighter shade at the tail, and then I go in with a shade that's closer to her skin tone at the front.
Jacob, ATL, Jacob.
So after this scene, y'all, when I'm done carving out her brows, I blended out her brows and everything like that. I applied her eyeshadow base. I used the P. Louise base. Only reason I'm saying this is because my camera literally like did a whole 360 for some strange reason when we were filming. So I missed that whole part when I applied the base, when I blended out her brows and everything like that. So the next scene you're gonna see is just me already starting her eyeshadow. So I was trying a new technique here where you use your transition shade to begin your nose contour, and this actually does help out at the end when you do start to build up your nose contour, because you already created like the shadow of like where you want it to be. Like you already put the placement there. So once you go to apply your cream contour for your nose, it blends right into the eyeshadow that you already applied earlier, if that makes sense. Really make sure you do take your time blending out your eyeshadows. You don't want it to look harsh. You don't want it to look patchy. Like really take your time so it has that really smooth like blend, especially for when you go in to add your next shade. You want everything to flow together. Now I'm just going in with a smaller brush and I'm just packing on this brown shade from the Juvias Place Warrior 2 palette. And this is just simply defining my crease a little bit more, giving it some definition. So the next thing I'm doing is going in with a fluffy brush and I'm just applying my white eyeshadow base, and I'm just creating the shape of a cut crease but without using like a concealer or something to carve it out. And this is just going to give the illusion that you have a cut crease there without having to put in the hard work. So the color you decide to use is based off what glitter you're going to go in with. So since I'm using a silver glitter, I'm going to use a white base, or I could have used a metallic silver base. But if you're going to do a blue glitter look, use a blue base. If you're going to do purple, use a purple base. Pink, and use pink, and so on and so on. Now I'm just using my Duo lash glue as my adhesive for my glitter. So the glitter I'm gonna go in with is the clear, I mean not clear, the silver glitter from the Beats by Deb stacked glitter collection. I think it came with like a red, a black, a blue, a silver, a green, and like one more color, I believe, but it's very well worth it. She does like pack the containers, y'all, like overpack them, so you will definitely get money's worth. I'm just going back in now with my Duo Lash Glue. I'm going to apply this directly to her lash line to prep for her lashes. Once I have that applied, I then measure out the lash with her eye so I can make sure they're the right fit. And once I have that the way I want it, I then go in and apply the lash directly to her eye. I like this technique just because when you have the glue on the band of the lash, it kind of gets everywhere. With this technique, you can literally place your lash exactly where you want to. Once her lashes are on, I'm just going to go in with a disposable spoolie, and I'm just going to run through her lashes with some mascara so everything just blends together smoothly. So I'm now going in with her foundation. The first foundation shade I put on, it was actually like almost perfect for her skin, but I just wanted this look to be just a little bit more brighter. So to help that out, I just went in with a foundation shade that was about 1 shade or 2 shades lighter than her actual skin tone. If you watch my most recent videos, you know I do like to apply the foundation first using a brush just to make sure I don't use too much product. And then once I have that spread it out the way I want it, I then go in with a brush and I begin to blend that into her skin.
ATL Jacob.
Once I have everything blended out, now I'm going to begin to highlight her face. I'm going to apply it on the center of her forehead, her chin, the bridge of her nose, and also her under eye. Once I have her concealer applied, I then go in with my Urban Decay enhancer in the shade White, and I like to apply this directly under the under eye just to bring some attention to the center of the face, you know, give it a brighter look. Once I have her concealer applied, I'm going to let it sit. The longer you let your concealer sit, the more coverage you get. That's like makeup 101. So if you want full coverage concealer or a full coverage look in general, let your concealer sit before you go in and blend it out. So while I'm letting that sit, I'm going to take this time now to begin her nose contour. And this is where your lines that you made earlier comes in handy. So when you apply your cream contour, you literally apply it directly to where your eyeshadow starts at. And as you guys can see, y'all, it blends directly into it. Like, I'm so happy like this technique worked. It was my first time trying it, and I absolutely loved it. Like, it gave me the perfect guide as to where to place my nose contour. Now I'm going to go in and define her cheeks just a little bit more. You guys know I've been trying to get into cream contouring a little bit more lately, and I'm using the Black Opal Cream Foundation to do so. I'm not sure what shade. I will leave it linked below though. But I actually like the consistency of this. It's not an actual contour, but it's a foundation, and foundation works together. It blends together, so it makes sense to use a foundation to contour. So since her concealer was sitting a little bit, it started to dry down. So I went and sprayed a little bit of the Urban Decay setting spray on it just to give it some moisture so we can blend it. You really want to take your time when blending out your concealer. You really have to be meticulous when doing so, especially when you already contoured. You want everything to blend seamlessly. You don't want to be able to tell where your contour starts and where your concealer starts. So right now I'm just blending out her forehead, the bridge of her nose, and really take your time when you are doing the nose because you're gonna have to go back and forth, touching it up and re-adding product. Now to set her face and her under eye, I'm going to use the Dermablend powder in translucent and the Sacha buttercup powder. And I mix both of those together just to get the perfect shade for me to set her face. I'm going to apply this all over her face. Once I have her whole face set, I'm going to go in and bake the bridge of her nose and the sides a little bit, just so when we're done, it's still defined. I'm also going to bake her under eye and bake her forehead, just because I really want this look to really be bold and I want it to stand out. Now to bring some more warmth back to her face after we contoured and concealed, I'm going to use the brown shade in the Zulu palette by Juvias Place. And I'm just going to use this for her temples, her forehead, and her cheeks. Once I've sculpted her face, applied her blush and bronzer and everything, I'm now going to go back to her eyes and I'm going to apply a white into the waterline of her eye just to make her eyes look more brighter and make them look more open. After that, I'm going to go in with the same brown shade that we used on the top of her lid as a transition. I'm going to put that on the bottom of her eye just to give it some balance. Once I'm done with that, now we're going to start on her lip, and I'm using my Anastasia cream contour palette to do so. Not sure what shade. Don't ask me what shade. They all brown. I had this palette for so long. I'm just going to use this to first outline her lips. You can really use any brown that you want. You can use a pencil. I like cream because it lasts longer. Now once I have her outline done, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline gloss and my Maybelline lip cream in the shade Lavish and Sweet Rose. I mix those together with a little bit of the P. Louise base in the shade White just to give it a nice brightness to it. And I apply that to the center of her lips. I make her pop them together. I do a little more blending until everything just looks ombre. Now I'm going in with this fluffy brush by Real Techniques, and I'm just removing the excess powder that I let sit on her nose and her under eye, and as well as her jawline. Last and final step that you cannot miss, I'm going to set her face with my Morphe Illuminating setting spray as well as my Urban Decay setting spray in Glow. They have different ones. I use the Glow one. And then this is the final look, y'all. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to my channel, leave a like and comment if you want to see more videos like this. Make sure you turn your notification bells on so you don't miss a beat by me. Thank y'all.